Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Those Who Walk Away, a horror movie that kind of looks cool. Low budget. I think it's going to be good. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 7. Kindle Unlimited is free. All on Amazon. Now, this stars Booboo Stewart. That's quite a name. And Nils Allen Stewart. So, these guys related? I don't know. But they play a couple who meets, I think, and there seems to be some vibe there. They're hanging out, they're going out, and they're holding hands, and they fall for each other, and then the girl suggests, hey, you want to go to a haunted house? And he agrees because he's a dude, and sure, you want to take me to a haunted house, baby? Whatever you want to do. So he goes to the haunted house, and she tells him the story of the creep, I think he's called, and that he lived there, and that, yeah, the creep, and that he lived there, and tells him this story, and then they sort of get cozy, and then a guy comes in and smashes him in the face and knocks him out. When he wakes up, he is chained to a bed, and he's trapped in the house, and he needs to get out because the creep is going to kill him. As it turns out, he's sort of a sacrifice, and she wound him up just to put him in there. And she's part of the creep's family, and there's some weird stuff going on with images, and Booboo Stewart. That's a weird name, but maybe he's named after Booboo Bear and Yogi Bear. But he's trapped in the house, and it's about him trying to get out, which is a classic low-budget movie. It's called Those Who Walk Away. And let's see who wrote it. Written by Robert Ripberger and Spencer Molita. Directed by Robert Ripberger. That sounds like a horror movie director's name, doesn't it? Starring Booboo Stewart, Scarlett Sperduto, Grant Morningstar. It sounds like a lot of Native American names. Bryson John Steele and Devin Keaton and Nils Allen Stewart. So, are they related to Kristen Stewart, I wonder? Probably not. It's a pretty common name, Stewart. It looks interesting. I like the setup to it. You know, he's a young man. She's pretty hot. And, they start getting together. It's all looking pretty good. He's like, hey, yeah, she's holding my hand. She must really dig me. I mean, this is something I would have totally fall for. I would have been like, oh yeah, let's go to the haunted house. I would have walked right in, no problem. I'd be chained on that bed. Yeah, I'd be totally this guy. And then he gets knocked out, and then he's got to fight his way out of the house, basically. Now, the part of the movie is now like, how can he get out of the house? And is it realistic that he can't get out of any part of this house? But there's some creepy guy who lives in there. And then I guess is that him at the end? Maybe burning the house? I don't know. Or maybe he sets the house on fire to get out. I don't know. So, I mean, it could be a cool movie. Yeah, there he is, chained to the bed. Could be a cool movie. I mean, he must somehow get off that bed. He thinks he's getting laid, and then meanwhile she's sacrificing him to the creep god, whatever he is. So, yeah, it could work. I think it could work. I mean, it's definitely going to work for a low-budget movie. There's some weird stuff going on in the movie that I don't quite understand, but I like the setup because it's realistic, right? A young man says, yep, yeah, I'll go with you. And then she sets him up, and then it's like, oh no, this is some crazy horror house. And then, since it's low budget, it's just really him. It's all about him trying to survive this house of horrors. So, first act, they meet. It's all going great. The signs are there, but he doesn't see them. Second act, they go to the house. She starts telling him about the creep. It's all going great. They start making out probably, and then she backs away for a moment. The other guy comes in and bam, knocks him right out. He wakes up, he's chained to the bed. He somehow gets unchained from the bed. There's going to be all sorts of questions like why does the creep kill him while he's chained to the bed? But hopefully there'll be some explanation as to why. And then he gets free of the bed, and then he tries to get out of the house. He can't get out. I think he continues to talk to her, and then slowly finds out more about the history, that she's probably the creep's daughter or whatever, and then this is all part of some weird ritual to keep him in the house. Like if he has a victim, he doesn't leave the house. So, and as he finds out more about it, he uses that knowledge to help himself, and then eventually he gets out and burns the place to the ground. After she comes, I would imagine that she and whoever her assistant was to knock him out end up coming back into the house and getting trapped, and then he traps them in there. That would be my guess, because otherwise there's going to be a whole bunch of scenes outside the house where he confronts her, because obviously he would, and certainly the dude who knocked him out. So there's going to be I think that's how the movie's going to end. It's going to end with him. They come into the house because he's turned the tables on the creep so badly. The creep wants them to come in, and then they get trapped in the house, and he either kills them and then burns the house, or he traps them in the house and then sets the place on fire, or they do it by accident somehow. So I would see this movie. Sure, it's an interesting premise. I don't understand who the creep is yet, but I'd be willing to, and I'm not sure what those who walk away means. Maybe it's a reference to him walking away from this somehow, or maybe it's the people who walk away are cursed to bring the creep victims. I don't know. So, it looks like a solid, low-budget horror flick. Something that I think people could get behind. I think this could be cool, for a low-budget actioner. Not actioner, but horror. Yeah. Those who walk away. No date on when it's coming out. I would probably say within, let's see if any more info here. Release date, here we go. February 11th, 2022. Thank you. Thank you for putting that there. That's what you should always do. And they got an overview. After Max and Avery meet on a social media app for a first date, yeah, it felt like a first date, they end up in a haunted house only to realize the trauma they share may either save them or erupt into an unforgettable nightmare. Doesn't feel like they're on the same team, though. Feels like she's not, but maybe. So, Those Who Walk Away. February 11th. Booboo. Good luck, Booboo. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. We'll see you tomorrow. Check us out on Bitchute, Rumble, Odysee for our more based takes. Joan is very based. For News Blast, and of course, a Hollywoke hot take. See ya tomorrow.